Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden, and today I'm going to be planting up some annuals. The first annuals I'm putting in are going to be in my Buddha bed. I'm doing two super petunias. The first one is called Bermuda Beach. Look at the color. I had to have it. Aren't those gorgeous? And then I thought this was really pretty too. This one's called Super Petunia Persimmon. Look at that. Kind of a different color combo for me. Even though they're kind of off each other, I just thought together they looked kind of interesting. So I'm going to plant these together. And then the other plants I'm going to be putting there are some annuals that I grew on my own. Some Cupcake Blush Cosmos and some Apple Blossom Snapdragons. And if I need to fill in, I'll find some other annuals that I grew out and see and poke them in here and there. I do have some of my Mealy Cup Sage coming back. That will be the off thing because it will be a dark purple. But I'm not pulling them up. If those annuals fought to live over the winter, I'm leaving them where they are. So come along and watch me plant. It's a little root bound, so I'm gonna loosen the roots a little bit. I'm using my power auger on my drill bit to make the holes. And luckily I've amended this bed so much over the years that I don't really have to amend all that much. So I'm just putting a little bit of planting soil in and some biotone, and that's it. So I got the 11 petunias in, and now I'm going to go ahead and plant up some of my snapdragons that I grew from seeds. These are apple blossoms, and some Cupcake Blush Cosmos. It took me about 25 minutes to put in 11 plants using the auger on my drill, which is awesome. So I got the Buddha bed all planted up. I still have to mulch it and water it, but I have the two different types of petunias. I planted all these snapdragons, apple blossom snapdragons, and I have 3 cosmos in the back. I might pop in some more stuff if these things I grew from seed don't catch up. They were in the small pots way too long, so I'm not too excited about them. Now I'm gonna move on to my patio pot. Let me show you what we're gonna put in there. Okay guys, here's my giant patio pot. Mr. Hubby did me a favor last year and emptied my pots, but I usually just empty them halfway and reuse the bottom. I just like give it some biotone or something, or some kind of fertilizer, fluff it up a little bit, and then just top off the half. But now I have to fill this giant container. I think it's 28 inches or 30 inches across, so it's pretty big. And I'm trying to be on a budget this year. I'm not working, and the annuals this year were crazy expensive. Crazy, like $6.99 for one like this. I did find a place where I got them for $5.99, and if you bought 10, you got them for $5.50. So that's mostly what I did, because I thought that was too much for me, especially because I'm not working. So I did kind of tone it back on all my annuals this year. I didn't buy nearly as many. You know, I went to the nursery. I didn't have a plan. You know, in the long run, it probably cost me to do it that way, but I just incapable of making a plan. I'm gonna see what fits. So I don't even know what I'm gonna do even now, but I'm gonna do this Super Petunia Blue Veined. Let me show you this one. This one's open a little bit more. I thought this was so pretty. Isn't that pretty? It's got like the purple throat and some veining. Love that. Then I got this. This is Superbena Burst Verbena. And look at this, it's like a purple and white. Isn't that a little pretty plant? I like that. And then I'm not sure, but I grew these from seeds. These are Blue Morn petunias. They're purple. They're not open yet, but almost. Might throw a couple of those in. And I can't decide if I want to put this mealy cup sage that I found. Instead of purple like I usually plant, it's white. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I don't know if I'm going to do that or this, which is, I love Meteor Shower Verbena. I love this. I mean, it's not flowering right now, but I grew this before. It's a beautiful thriller. Purple clumps of flowers. Well, I can show you on the tag. It's like that. So, oh, I broke one. So I think that this, and this will look really pretty together, won't it? Oh, I'm so excited for this. But I don't know what to use for the thriller. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, you know, I also have some fan flower that I might be able to pop in here. I love fan flower. Let me fill this with soil and then kind of place the plants and see what looks good and what fits. Let's do that. So I'm filling my pot with this Coast of Maine potting soil, the Bar Harbor blend. This is a really nice potting soil. It's not inexpensive. I hope this is enough to fill this pot. I've gone to buy soil so many times this year, it has to stop. So let me fill the pot up. Okay guys, so the 2 cubic foot bag just about filled it. I probably put another, not even a quarter of a bag in to fill it, but it looks like I'm gonna use both the Meteor Shower Verbena and this mealy cup sage, because this is a big pot. So let's plant it up. First I'm gonna put in the Super Petunia blue veined. Let me soak it. Root system looks good. It's not like really root bound or anything like that. When I buy my plants now, I'm super fussy. I take them out of the container and I check. Because sometimes you buy a plant that they just up potted to a bigger pot and it's literally a tiny little seedling. So I make sure it has really nice roots and it's been in that pot for a while. Okay. And then I'm going to put in this Storm Burst Verbena, Superbena. So pretty. This has a little more roots on it. Okay, I added even more soil. So I probably did 3 cubic feet. I don't pay attention to the spacing that they say to space things. And sometimes, yeah, one plant will crowd at another and overtake it. I like it to look full. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna try putting in some of these ones that I grew from seed. Now, all 4 of them are in one container, so I'm gonna have to split them apart. Let's see if we can divide them pretty easily, just like that. I wanna save the dirt, so I'm gonna do it over the pot. Wow, that divided pretty easily. I'll just make sure to water them in really well. So I'll put that right here. Put another one right here. So let me put another Verbena on this side. Gosh, I keep breaking all the plants. I can tell when I'm getting tired because I get a little sloppy. Mr. Hubby just said to me, I'll be happy when we can just sit on the patio and have a cocktail. Spring is super busy planting. I'm behind in everything. But we had such a cold spring that I couldn't get my planting done. Even my vegetable garden, I haven't planted any of my cucumbers, my beans, anything yet. I think this is gonna be really pretty. It's all soft purples and whites. Although the Verbena, this one, I never know how to say this, Meteor Shower Verbena, Verbena bonariensis, is more of a little bit of a deeper purple, not too much, more like a violet purple. I think I'll put this in the middle. This is called Sun Fun. This isn't proven what is. This is called, it's a mealy cup sage. They're called Pure White. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? I love that. First of all, I'm a huge fan of mealy cup sage, and I'm even more huge fan now that I know it came back. I mean, we did have a mild winter. I love it when plants come back. Even if they come back where I don't want them, if they want to live that much, I let them live there. Nothing, my garden does not have to be perfect. This is a cottage garden. And if something wants to live, I'm going to let it live. Okay, and then I think I'm going to put this in next. The meteor shower verbena. Is anybody else behind in there planting? Here in Cape Cod. Like I know even my other garden friends that are on mainland Massachusetts, off of Cape, when they showing me their Instagram and their videos and their YouTube, all of their stuff is a lot further along. Like their peonies are already out, like stuff like that. I'm behind here in Cape. Last spring we had a really warm spring. So I was right on target with the other mainland Massachusetts. Not this year. Oh, I broke one off this too. Jeez, Carol, be more careful. All right, so now what else can I squeeze in here? I have one of these left. Oh, I have two of these left and two of these left. So let's do, I'm gonna put one of these over here. Like that. This is the Blue Morning Petunia, and I'll put one back here. I know I really shouldn't put this last plant in. I do have room right there, but it's gonna be way overcrowded. I think I'm just gonna let it go at that. And since it was in the shot, I'll give you a look at my green stock. And I'll try to link the video above of when I first put this together and when I planted it up. I don't know if I videoed it, can I plant it up? But I have strawberries in the bottom, I have arugula, different kinds of lettuce. I have a tiny tomato. Let's see, more lettuce. We have to eat some of this lettuce. Look at this, this has been my favorite. I think it's called bronze minuet or something. Can't remember, but it's delicious. Have some kale, nasturtiums, more strawberries down the bottom. This is some beets. Oh, they're starting to look good. Look at the bottoms. This is some cilantro. This is a mountain strawberry, a little different. It's a yellow strawberry. Some tatsoi, some Solaris radishes. Oh, look at, they're almost ready. See them in there? Oh, I could put some in my salad. And this was, I believe, bachelor buttons, arugula. Looks pretty good, right guys? We gotta eat some of that salad. Let's do the driveway pots. So here I am at my driveway planters, and we didn't empty the soil out of these. So what I'm doing is I'm just loosening it all. I'm gonna probably take out half of the soil and then fill it with fresh. So let me get a bucket to put this soil into so I can loosen the bottom better too. So I removed about half the soil. And then I fluffed up the rest. I kind of dug that up and got all the roots broken up and all that. And if I was smart, I would have used this soil for the bottom of the other planter. But I will use what I took out of here for my planter that's inside my vegetable garden. So it won't go to waste. One thing you don't want to do, is I know a lot of people do this, is like to put rocks or cans or some kind of plastic things at the bottom of your planter, thinking you're going to conserve soil. What that actually does is it causes like almost like a water vapor barrier. And instead of thinking it's going to cause more drainage, it actually makes the soil wick up more water, and it will drown your plants. It'll get waterlogged. And I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense. If you're curious about it, I know I'm not explaining it well, and I don't know all the scientific in and outs of it, but I know for a fact that you shouldn't do that. You should always fill with soil. It's better to use old soil in the bottom and top it off with fresh than to put cans or rocks or anything like that in the bottom. So let me get some fresh soil and top it off. Okay guys, these planters are very tall, but they're kind of narrow. Then really, they're kind of wide up here, but they get narrow really quickly. So last year, I think I overloaded them. The first year I planted these up, my first year on Cape Cod, they were gorgeous. Last year, they weren't so great. They looked like they were struggling all the time. So this year, for two reasons. One, I'm trying to minimize my spending on annuals. So I'm only gonna put 3 plants in here. And two, last year I think I crowded them. So the 3 plants I'm gonna plant are something I've never planted before. This is called Sunstar Pink Proven Winners Penstas Lanceolata. I don't even know what that is. It's an Egyptian star flower. So this is the plant. It's got nice buds on it, and it looks like this. And I just thought it was a pretty pink. So I'm gonna put that for my thriller towards the back. And then just 2 more plants. I'm gonna grow this Superbena pink cashmere verbena. I love the color. It's a soft pink. So that and that. And then just 1 more, guys. Look at how good I'm being. Exercising restraint, not my strong suit. Whirlwind Starlight fan flower. I love this. I'm a big fan. It's a great, great flower to put in pots. It's so pretty, and it just produces and produces and produces, and it will trail a little bit. So that's it. 3 plants. Let's plant them up. First, this beautiful verbena. God, I love it. So this is basically pink, pink, and purple. Nice, oops, sorry. Nice looking plant. Yeah, this is actually a very narrow pot. And I have 2 of these planters on either side of my driveway. So in essence, I did buy 6 plants for the pots. I'm gonna use some biotones. So I'll just top dress this plant that I already planted. Doesn't matter, because this is a very small pot. And guys, if you hear talking in the background, my neighbor has some company over. Oh, I just broke off another limb. I need to be more careful. And now for the fan flower. Let's throw that in. Because of the narrow structure of this pot, by the time you put the plant in, you're almost right in the center. Isn't it nice to work with really good soil? Coastal Maine is so nice. I mean, it is pricey, but it's nice. The Egyptian star flower. What's the real name of it? Pentas lanceolata. Lanceolata. Never grew it. So the other pot is exactly the same, so I'm not going to take you along with that. I feel like I'm getting somewhere today. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but my daughter's bridal shower, excuse me, not a bridal shower, her bachelorette party is here this coming weekend. I wish I got my plants in earlier so it would look really pretty. So now all I have to do is water this in. So the last batch of annuals I'm gonna do today, I think, is my pot right here. This is the one that's in my vegetable garden. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the soil that I dug out of the driveway pots to fill the bottom. This pot was also emptied all the way. This one does have drip coming out the center, so if that's what that black hoses. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this pot today because I don't know if I have enough potting soil. This is all I have left. Let's see. I don't think it's going to fill it. Yeah, just as I thought. It's just a little shy. Let me see if I have any in the shed. So I do have some Coast of Maine Castine blend, which is a raised bed mix. I am going to use it. I'm just going to use the, fill it with the rest. I'll mix it in good. I've grown flowers in this raised bed mix, obviously in my cut flower garden, so I'm not going to worry about using it here. Do you guys smell your soil? I do. Coastal Maine is the best. Got my trowel, let me mix it up. I am definitely a hands in the dirt person. So with this pot, also I went with a simple approach. Very minimalistic. I have, surprise, surprise, some Whirlwind Starlight fan flower. And then I also got this pink one, fan flower. This one's called Whirlwind Pink Fan Flower. Very fancy. Look at those blooms. And then I have, for the center, I have 2 of these Mealy Cup Sage, the white ones. So that's probably going to be enough plants. I know it seems really boring. I have other things here that I grew from seed that I could pop in. I have these petunias. These are called Mambo Sweet Pink Petunias. So if I have room, I'll pop a little of those in too. Let me see what I have room for. Guys, I changed my mind. I'm going to do a purple fan flower, a pink fan flower, the white Mealy Cup Sage, and then I'm going to throw in some of these pink petunias. petunias that I grew from seed. Because then I have one mealy cup sage left, one purple fan flower, and then I have that blue veined petunia over there. So I can make up another pot somewhere. I might put one like on my table. I don't think you really need to watch me plant these. It's gonna be exactly like I planted the driveway pot. So I'll go do that and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So guys, it's a week later. It's been such a busy time with my daughter's wedding and bachelorette parties and all kinds of stuff. So let me just wrap up this video because I never did a wrap up. So this is the pot that I ended with on the video, and this is about a week later, so it has had a chance to grow a little bit. Okay, and let me show you the other things that we planted that day. See how they look now, a week later. Now it is about 7 o'clock at night, so the sun is almost all the way down, but this is the Buddha bed. Aren't these beautiful? I think this is going to be really pretty when it comes together. On to the next pot. This is the patio pot. So everything's looking good except for the driveway pots. We had a little tragedy. I'll pop a picture in right now and show you what happened. So here's the pot on the right-hand side. It's looking great. These are about to burst open. Look how pretty these are. I never grew this before, but I really like it. Look at that flower. Stunning. Anyway, that picture I just showed you was of this pot. And what happened was we had a massive rainstorm that night, and the gutter was up there. See, there's a little dent in my gutter. We need to have it repaired. But it was also, there was some debris in there, so tons of water was cascading on this, and it completely dumped all of that soil, overflowed and flowed down my driveway. And I tried, when I came, you saw that there was no soil left in the roots at all. There was nothing left. I tried to save it. It looks like this might live, but this one's probably definitely a goner. And then this one is a maybe, but probably a goner. I'm still giving it some hope time. So I'm gonna have to go and replace these plants, which I was really disappointed. But what can you do? Sometimes that happens. So guys, that's gonna do it for today's video, planting my annuals. I'm sorry this is a week late. It is a very busy time of year for us, but in the background, look at my peonies. Don't they look so beautiful? I'm gonna be doing a tour of my garden, so hopefully that will be coming up next. And if you're liking the content, as always, you guys know what to do. Like and subscribe, that would be great. And until next time, get out there and grow. Bye-bye.